This is the Lockpicker 1969, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the next episode of Interview with the Lockpicker. Today's guest is Booman. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
So where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Florida. I was born and raised in Jacksonville. Lived most of my life there, and then December 2015, I ended up moving up to Maryland and currently in Virginia.
Okay. How long have you lived in Virginia?
I've been in Virginia going on 6 years now.
Okay. All right. Um, what exactly does your name mean?
Well, when I was a kid, a story that my dad told me was I guess my aunt tried to give me some name, Brandon Boo, and he was like, "No, that's not gonna work. He's a guy." So he started calling me Boo Man, and he thought it was a lot cooler. So it's just stuck with me since then.
Okay, that's funny. So, yep, goes back to childhood even. That's awesome. So, how and when did you get into lock sport?
Well, I guess I've been thinking about this question for a while, and you ever sit there and once you actually think deep into things, and you start picking up pieces of things that you were introduced as a kid,
Yep.
and you don't realize it until later. It actually started with me. I was obsessed as a teenager, I guess you could say. I had a PlayStation 2 and I used to play this video game called Sly Cooper.
Okay.
It's based on animals, but it's a fox comes
Yep.
from a family of thieves.
Yep.
So used to have to find codes to decode safes, and then they also had a part of the game to where you would actually play with the dial and feel the vibrations of the safe to crack the safes. And I guess that kind of planted a seed that I never thought about till recently. And um, just scrolling through YouTube and saw a couple videos, and then one day I was just sitting there and I was like, I'm bored. Let me try this.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the game Sly Cooper. Definitely. All right. So where did it go from there?
um, so I got on Amazon and found me a cheap little set that came with some picks and a acrylic lock and
Chinesium.
started. Yeah. So I started, looking at the lock, seeing how the pins, worked and just the setup of everything. And I went to Walmart and I got me a Abus, or not a Abus, sorry, a Brinks lock.
Yep.
Um, Started playing with that and started popping it a lot. And once I started looking in the LPU a little bit, it turns out there was actually a yellow belt lock that was my first pop. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So what? So that was satisfying to the point you kept going, correct?
Yeah,
So
I actually went and got a couple other locks and just rotated them.
so when was that? That was when you were talking about back? Was it 2024 that you started that?
Yeah, it was around there. I
Okay.
picked for a little bit and then I just sat it down for a while.
Okay. Are you still using those same Chinesium picks, or have you moved on to some other set of tools?
I still have them. I mainly let, my kid play with them when she feels like it, but
Okay.
I
Good.
have moved on to the Echelon set from Covert,
Okay. Yep.
and I've gotten some elephant trunks and heavy dog legs from Mr. Greyhound.
Oh yeah. Yep. Been hearing a lot about them. Don't have any yet, but yes, I've heard about those. So, what challenges would you say that you've faced in your journey learning lockpicking?
I think one of the biggest challenges for myself is that I like being challenged too much.
Okay.
So I end up, playing with things that I'm not either ready for or,
Biting off more
just
you.
biting off.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, biting
Yep.
off more than I get you. I'm
Yep.
pretty stubborn, so now I have that kind of mindset too. Is I get more use out of it, you know, being able to play with it, learn it, get aggravated with it, because I don't really want to get something that I'm gonna pop in like 5 seconds, and then now I don't know what to do. So at least it gives me something to play with and fidget with for an extensive period of time.
Yeah. I think popping things too quickly, you're picking below your belt, so to speak, and you're not really using your skills, and it's kind of like an empty victory in some respects. I feel, anyways. A lot of locks up on the wall that I just got because I like them. I like brass padlocks particularly. That doesn't mean that they're particularly challenging. so, so you indicated that you had challenges working with the ABIS 7240. Why was that?
um, I guess because I wasn't really introduced to security pins just yet. I knew of
Gotcha.
them, excuse me, and
Yeah.
I actually had the American 1100 before then, and I would pick at that a little bit. Then I was asking around in the Discord servers, about a good lock to try, and some people recommended the Avis, so I got that as well.
Mm-hmm. It's a good lock.
And I would just sit there and pick at it. I always start with feeling it out myself, and then figure out what I'm struggling with, the basics that I know. Am I doing that right? And just basically build a list of questions for myself, so when I do need help, I can, ask those questions.
Sure. Okay. So you mentioned before we started recording that while you had been playing with the American 1100, that you have actually defeated that now.
No, I'm still struggling with that one.
Oh,
I
okay.
defeated the Abis.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay, so you're still playing around the American 1100, but you'll get it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna progressive pin it, or how are you gonna do that? Just
That's been suggested to me.
yes,
Right now, I'm just
but
enjoying picking, and
if,
then whenever I decide to, you know,
so
break down a lock.
if I understood part of the reason why the progressive pinning involves being able to gut the lock, so you're still working to get your hands on tools for gutting, right?
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
So
I've looked at some things, but I'm just enjoying the pick right now, honestly.
hey, if anybody out there listening to the interview, if you can hook this man up and help him get gutting locks, go for it. Help him out. Okay. Any other challenge? Any other challenges?
I
See, there you
appreciate that.
go. Do you a solid there, and hopefully get somebody to help you out.
Yeah. Um, Other challenges. Right now it's hand cramps have been ticking me off.
Oh yeah, you got to take
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, I sit there and I still pick at that Abus, and I actually picked up some Master Lock were they 6835s, or I think they're supposed to be like a clone of the 1100,
Now,
and
are you getting your hand cramps in the hand holding the lock, or the one picking?
one picking.
Oh, really? Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's in the holding, get yourself a good vice.
I have one. I'm just stubborn and
Yeah, it'll
uh
save your hands. It's gonna save your hands. Yep, I can't advise any stronger. That's kind of a must-have anymore if you're gonna get into more locks. But a good vice, and not some little. I'm sorry, I know people get those Arbor Freight ones and all that, but there's nothing that compares to a decent vice. And there's a lot of them out there that you can just spend a few more bucks on and have a more satisfying experience, in my opinion, anyway.
mhm.
So you in your journey, you must have looked at YouTube for inspiration or help. Who were your influencers that you focused on for the most part?
Well, um one of the names comes to mind is actually one of the first videos that I've seen was Georgia Jim.
Okay,
I can't really remember which videos it was because um, I'm always moving a lot, so I just scroll and scroll and scroll. So
they're all good.
I watched a little bit of, yeah, they are. I watched a little bit of his stuff, and then I came across Sandman,
Okay,
and then I got hooked on that for a while. I used to watch that as I was driving to work, and then I came across Lady Locks and just started watching her stuff, and then just a couple other, people that I didn't know at the time were, I guess, a little bigger into lock sport. But those are the 3 names that come to mind that kinda got me a little more interested.
Okay. So that I was asking about YouTube, and you're talking about looking at their videos. So how exactly did you wind up getting introduced and get into the community?
Well, it's actually, my daughter's the reason why.
Okay.
Um, I like I said, I sat down the locks for a while, and then just one day, I was like, "I'm gonna pick around a little bit. I don't have nothing to do." So I was sitting there picking, and she was recently diagnosed with like ADD. So she's
Okay.
always like, when she tunes into something, she's like really locked in,
Oh yeah.
and
Hyper
she
focus.
just yeah, she just sat there and was just staring at me like it was amazing. And I was like, "You want to try it?" And she's like, "Sure." So I gave her the acrylic lock and the Amazon picks I had to play with, and she opened that in like 5 minutes. And I
Awesome.
was like, "Oh, wow." So I was like, "Okay, let's step it up a little bit." I'm like, "Here's a master lock number 5. If you can open this thing, I'll give you 20 bucks." And, man, she adamantly sat there for, like felt like 2 hours just picking. She was getting hand cramps. She's sitting there taking break, cracking her fingers, and my wife's like, "Take a break." She's like, "No, I want that $20."
Yeah.
And, man, she popped that lock. I was like, "No way." And before she didn't even say anything, she just had her hand out. I was like, "$20."
she
But
she was on a mission.
oh, she was determined. And then one day, I was at work and, I was just thinking about my kid and everything. And I don't know why it popped in my head, but I was like, you know what? Just gonna shoot Lady Locks a message and see what happens. So I shot her a message, telling her about my daughter's accomplishments and stuff like that. And she really, liked it, thought it was awesome, and she actually um mailed her a couple locks and a FNG set
Oh,
from
that's
Coker.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, especially, most people in different communities and stuff ignore your messages or
Yes.
just, blow you off. Just the simple fact that she responded,
Yeah.
acknowledging her accomplishment was more than enough.
Yeah. Well, that's the Lady Lux for you, though.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is. We've been friends for quite a long time now. Um, so which aspects of the community did you dive into, like Reddit and Facebook and so forth?
Um, so first when I first, back then when I was looking into it, I just started adding all the lock sport pages I could find, and I would
Hmm.
just see them pop up on my timeline. But really, the first dive into the community, it goes back to Lady Lock. She actually went on her live one day and told me she was gonna shout out my daughter and tell her what she was gonna send her. So
Cool.
I kinda called off work that night to sit there on the couch with my kid.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they're YouTube fanatics, so the fact that,
She got called
Lady
out.
Locks
Yeah.
yeah, because I even showed her videos after she popped those locks, and she was obsessed with her, and the fact that she called her out on YouTube, she was like, "Oh my god,"
Yep.
She was locked in, she was happy, and, Lady Locks actually invited me to be a part of the Dragon's Lair, and once I dove in there, I started meeting a few people, and it
Mhm.
it just went hasn't stopped.
That's cool. So, does your daughter have a nickname in the Locksport community now?
She's not really in the community. She
Okay.
just
Okay.
she just picks whenever she feels like it. She's got a attention span, so she's always on
Yeah.
something different. Like one day she saw me picking on a live with Mountain Mick, and then I went to bed and woke up the next morning. She's sitting at my desk with her FNG set, fiddling around.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. So, okay. So, is there anything about yourself that you'd like our audience to know that people wouldn't normally know about you?
Um, it's hard to say honestly. Um, I'm a all over the place type of person, so I feel like you get more of a understanding of who I am at the time when, we have conversation and
Hmm.
depending on what we're talking about, there's a lot of different characters of myself.
Okay. So, a dabbler in all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. I relate to that very, very closely. So, speaking of the community, are you pursuing the belt ranking system?
Um, I was at first, like I got my yellow belt, and the Abus I popped was a green belt. It'd be cool to get the green belt, but really, I wouldn't say I'm pursuing belts. I'm kind of using their belt requirements as
Sure.
almost like
A,
a tool system for me to
a
understand.
guide. Yeah, a guide.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
a
Yep.
guide to give myself steps to understand
Yeah.
the locks better whenever I'm just not free picking.
I've heard a lot of people using it for just that thing that maybe they don't pursue the belts themselves, but it helps them understand, okay, I've accomplished this. What's the next thing I should be trying to do?
Right. And
Yep.
also, I'm that type of guy that's like, I don't have to prove to anybody I picked it. I know I picked it. I'm satisfied with it. And on to the next thing.
Okay. So, being that you're somewhat new and learning, have you experienced or have the desire to get your hands on any challenge locks that are out there?
Yeah. There's actually a couple people I was talking to, um, in the Discord servers. Um, I believe Backstabber and one of our Discord servers, the dog pack, Mountain Mick,
Yep. Yep.
got going with them guys. He was gonna send me one, and I was talking to a guy, Western Massacre, also known as Cheese Grits and NyQuil. He's actually building some challenge locks. He's offered to send me, and I was like, yeah, you know, I don't mind picking them, but I won't gut them because, seeing how I haven't done it, I don't want to mess up anybody's,
Yeah.
hard work.
Yeah. It takes practice.
Yeah, I'd feel real bad if I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and gut my first lock as somebody's challenge lock they spent hours working on, and it's
Yeah.
not a good idea.
No. But, you can get your hands on another American 1100 or, any number of other guttable locks and just start practicing at it. So, you mess up one of those. There's plenty of people out there that can help you get parts to replace anything you've lost because, oh, I gutted it and it exploded. Okay, well, there's people out there that can help you out probably with springs and pins and all that sort of thing to help put your lock back together again. So, don't fear it. Embrace it. Everybody has gutting disasters at some point and you learn from it. So, definitely worth giving that go because it's going to really bring you to the very next level of understanding the locks and kind of take you on the next step of your journey. So, very much worth it. Um your YouTube channel. What was the original reason for your channel?
Um, Original reason for my channel would be, I was like, I gotta make videos anyways for belt rankings. This is when I was,
Mhm.
really thinking about going through the belt system. So I started that and didn't really want to jump for it, but Lady Locks and Mountain Mick, kept encouraging me, told me to, go ahead, give it a try.
Yes.
It's a way that not only for yourself, but the community also connects through videos as well as,
Yes.
servers and messages, stuff like that. So
Yep.
it's just another way for everybody to be engaged on what everybody's doing,
Definitely.
accomplishments and things like that.
Yep. Share them. I mean,
Right.
that's one of the coolest things about this community is everybody celebrates with you. It
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what level your accomplishment is or where you're at. You'll get everybody celebrating with you. Hey, good job. Way to go. Whatever, and they'll even in some cases send you your next challenge. Oh, you got that? Well, try this. So that that's
Yeah,
that's
cause
that's the coolest thing.
I remember my first video I put out, excuse me, a couple people, commented and telling me great video and stuff. And then one day, Broke Picks actually commented liking my video and then offered me to come on his live one night. And
Mhm.
so we scheduled a time, and that was actually, we talked about like the Abus 7240, and he wanted to, help me out.
Yep.
So, through our conversations, he's a great guy. I listened to y'all's interview. It's
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
awesome, powerful interview, and
Yeah, it
so I was like,
was.
"Yeah, I gotta talk to this guy." So we started picking around, and he was talking me through a couple things, and then I just ended up popping it right on my live with Broke Picks. I was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
There you go. Yeah, cool, very cool. Yeah, Broke is a great guy. I'm hoping to be able to do more stuff with him. So, he seems like a very busy man these days, though. So, um, what do you do for a living?
um, Currently, I'm a railroader. Won't get into the details of with who or anything like that,
Sure.
but yeah, I'm a supervisor for the railroad. I help manage a bunch of people that help keeps the trains going.
Oh, very cool. How long you been doing that for?
I am about to be finished with my 3rd year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I
So,
started out as a their version of a pipe fitter, but it's a lot more than that, and I did that for about year and a half, and then moved up to a foreman.
okay, that's cool. Hard work, but yes, you keep things moving. That's what matters.
Yeah,
So,
time management is a must.
yeah, well, that's a must in everything, but I would especially imagine it's very it's a must in railroad. Um, so what do you do other than Locksport? And I mean, it sounds like you're busy. You have a family. What do you do when you've got some downtime? Or what used
Uh,
okay, let me start that one over again. Before you became a family man, what did you enjoy doing?
I don't know if I can talk about that.
All right, it didn't quite mean it that way, but
Um, I was a mess, man. I was a mess. I was down in Florida. I worked like 3 jobs.
Mm.
I used to, work with my dad. I taught martial arts, and then I worked at a skating ring
Oh, cool.
all at the same time. Excuse me. And wasn't really doing much, but playing basketball. Um,
So active.
yeah, played basketball, a lot of fishing, smoked a lot of dope. Not proud to say
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah. Well.
um, wasn't really doing nothing. I had a good head on my shoulders. I was always an intelligent, mature type person, but I was coasting, didn't really want more or want less. I was just going with the flow. Just always been that type of guy. Always been having the F it attitude, do what I want when I want.
So,
And
what kind of martial arts
uh,
were you teaching?
it's a Korean martial art called Tong Soo Do.
Okay.
Um, so down in Jacksonville, there was a karate school. Was taught, or I was trained by Grandmaster Song Ki Pak. You could look him up. He's got a good story. He's from Korea. He kind of did like the Bruce Lee thing, in my opinion, where Bruce Lee took kung fu and then altered it and made it better. I feel like he did this with Taekwondo
Okay.
because it's similar, but there's a lot of changes in it. And um,
Refinements.
right, right. He taught me a lot, and then I ended up teaching for him and working for him, and I taught everybody from 3 years old to 80 years old, and it was definitely a different experience. That's one of the things that saved my life, honestly, because he knew I wasn't really going nowhere, and um, I went and seen him last time I was down there, and told him, I got my foreman promotion and stuff like that, and he flat out told me, he's like, "Yeah, I thought you were going nowhere. I'm proud of you." And that was like, "Oh man, thanks," but it felt good at the same time.
Yeah, kind of a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, and I was a little upset because last time I went down, I try to see him when I go, and he actually retired and shut down, and I showed up to the school and it was empty. I was like, "Oh man, what happened?"
Yeah.
So turns out he retired, and oh man, he was a hard ass. It
Well, but you learned, right?
oh yeah,
I learned enough to teach it.
yeah, and
So,
you had to know your stuff if he was going to trust you to teach his life work.
yeah, no kidding. So, do you still keep that up today, though? I mean, just
Oh no,
Your
I
skills are
I don't.
okay.
I don't really have the time. I spend 2 hours a day each way just driving to work.
Well, so you kind of mentioned a bit about sports. So you obviously have a background in sports, but you also mentioned to me in the pre-interview about reptiles. You want to talk about
Oh,
that
yeah.
a little bit?
Yeah, I got into, keeping snakes. I kept snakes, I've kept, different types of lizards, like monitors and, uromastyx. Uromastyx is like a little almost like a desert type animal. They have, like, spiny tails. They're which kinda shocked me was they're vegetarians that live in really hot, climates. So, yeah, I kept a lot of those. I've had reticulated pythons, carpet pythons, anything that got big and had an attitude I was interested in.
Cool. Okay. So I always give everybody this opportunity in their interview to give out thank yous to those people that have helped you along the way, other lock sporters, and even then, mention people of note that you want to bring up. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, for sure. Um, you know, I owe thanks to Lady Locks, for everything she's done.
Hmm.
Mountain Mick, he's always been a cool guy, willing to talk, and he's invited me on his live streams and stuff, and we just pick. Of course, Broke.
Yeah.
Broke's been a big part lately, and I don't really feel bad if I forget anybody, but just the people that I've engaged with in the community, I think. But I think the biggest thanks goes to my daughter because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even have the opportunity to thank these people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully she sticks with it too, along with you.
Yeah, I'm trying. She just likes 100 things at different times.
Well, you got to keep an eye on that. And she's going to have to learn to develop her or hone her skills with regard to um, ADD comes along usually with OCD. You tend to get overly involved in
Right,
what you do and learning to
right. And then,
control your impulses. That's a skill you have to learn. And I'm in my 50s and I'm still trying to learn that. So,
yeah, it's definitely not easy, and especially for a kid when
yeah,
they have a lot of interests, and then her siblings are
and
she'll
energy.
do something. Yeah, she has a lot, and then her siblings will want her to go do something else with them, and she's back and forwards, and
Yeah.
she's a caring individual, and she don't like trying to upset anybody. So she's like, okay, let me go spend time with my sister and do Barbies or whatever. So she's just in like a tug of war.
Yeah, you're constantly trying to make everybody else happy. It just comes with the territory. So, all right.
She's
So,
working her way through it.
yep, she'll figure out what she needs to. So, all right. So, last question before we wrap up. What is your favorite thing about Locksport?
My favorite thing about Locksport, I believe, is same as a lot of people I've come across. It's the community.
Yeah.
You know, you don't never know unless you speak up and have that conversation or ask that question. Um, was that saying closed mouths don't get fed? So
Yep.
if you don't, you know, express your thoughts, to people, you'll never know what you're capable of, what you can learn, friendships you might make.
Yep.
I'm a very laid back guy. I like to get, you know, wild and talk a lot of trash and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm just chill. Um, Introverted when I feel like it, extroverted when I feel like it. I
Yeah.
know how to move in different situations, but normally I just stick to myself, mind my own, and this community has been good for me. It's kind of brought me out of my shell again a little bit and opened my eyes again that there are good people out there.
Mhm.
We can all have good conversation
This is
and
a
help each
great
other.
community. It's a great community.
Oh
I
yeah.
I've been in so many other communities besides Locksport, and they're just total, you know, dumpster fires. So
Yeah, because it goes further than just locks.
yeah.
People will have conversations with you about your problems through the day. Because like we talked before, I played a lot of games, and the wife used to get aggravated with me about that. I would come home and get on Call of Duty and have a
Yep.
few beers, and Next thing you know, it's 4 in the morning, and I'm still having beers and playing Call of Duty, and
And you got to get up for work. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, and then the community is you meet some good people, not to trash the community or anything, but you meet some good people. I've met some good friends through the gaming community, but it's a one up you type of community.
Yes, it is.
Like you'll never be better than me. You're trash. You ask like, "Hey, what's that loadout you're using?" "Oh, don't worry about it. Figure it out yourself." There's
W-
no a lot of people don't want to help you
yeah.
advance.
Way too many keyboard warriors. And I'll say this. It's been my experience, and it's not always the case, but a lot of the time it is. The people who seem to know the most are also the same people that ask the most questions along the way in their journey. So,
Exactly.
and I would love to emulate that if I was more like that. I would love to be that way, but still working on that. So, all right. So, do you have a final message for our audience?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to say is, just not only trust your instincts and, if you have thoughts of anything that you think you might want to try, go for it.
Yeah.
Like me, you never know. It might be your kid. So me listening to my kid opened up a whole new
Yep.
window of opportunities for me, new people I thought I'd never meet.
Hmm.
Not only that, that just gave me something that brought me closer to my child. I got to thank her every day. I'm
Yeah.
like, I would never have any of this if it wasn't for her. So,
Definitely.
just keep an open mind,
Yep.
try new things.
Hey,
You
nothing
know,
ventured, nothing gained.
exactly.
Yep. Hey, I want to thank you. This has been it was fun to spend the time we did talking in the pre-interview, and I enjoyed that conversation very much. I enjoy talking to everybody, but we had a lot of fun things to talk about, and especially when we talk about our kids, that always gets me right into that
Yeah.
conversation. Um, so with that, thank you, and also for those who haven't been interviewed yet, why not? It's a fun process, or at least I try to make it be a fun process. Um, to keep this series going, you need more people to step forward. It's really that plain and simple. People stop stepping forward, then there won't be more interviews to be had. So I've got a few more people lined up, but beyond that, we need more people to step forward. So with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all, and hit like on the video. And thanks for listening.